Hello everyone, I'm Dan. Welcome back to Reesy FC for episode 3 and the final episode of this mini-series called Transfer Bonanza, where we selected Manchester United, tried to make all the signings in January to see if they had an effect on the season outcome and see if we could improve the squad for the second half of the season and achieve all the objectives set out by the board. Now, obviously, last time out you saw us produce them transfers in the January transfer window. Now let's have a look to see where the club has finished up this season. So, if we have a look at the competitions page then, the expectation for the Premier League was to qualify for the Champions League. And we've done that. We finished 4th, 23 points ahead of Arsenal. So you can quite safely say we smashed that target. We're into the Champions League. The board should be very happy with that indeed. Champions League football once again for Manchester United. We're 7 points off of Liverpool, who went on to win the title. And of course, there has been a little dip in form really, because we was in the last episode we was up there with Chelsea, so we have fallen away quite a lot, but we finished in the top 4 and that is the aim. Champions League, as you know, we had Real Madrid in the first knockout round and we lost to them as well. We'll go through the schedule and see some of the key results. We finished runners up in the FA Cup, so we'll go and have a look in a minute and see who won that. And was knocked out of the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, which we already knew from the last episode. Now, if you're wondering why I'm talking and don't know who won the FA Cup and know the score of the Real Madrid game, it's because basically I simulated from the end of the January transfer window all the way to the end of the season just to see the effects that the transfers had. That's the reason why I don't know any of this and what's happened. So we'll nip across to the schedule now then. You was last with us, or for the last video we left it here after beating Leeds 2-1. We had Liverpool up next, and I've not seen any of these results, and we lost 7-3 to Liverpool. Wow, that should have been, and we can't see the full details of the match, maybe because we've holidayed perhaps, but that should have been the debuts of the 4 signings we made. They should have played a part in that. Gnabry played because he scored a goal, but we lost 7-3 away at Liverpool. Not a great start for Sergio Ramos, who started the game. We conceded 7 goals, and he was sent off. So not the greatest of starts for Sergio Ramos, perhaps. We then bounced back with a 5-1 victory over West Ham, beat Norwich 3-1 and Spurs 3-1 as well. Lost to Real Madrid 2-0 away in the first leg. Second leg, we drew at home, so not enough, obviously, losing 3-1 in aggregate to them. Premier League-wise, around that time, okay form apart from that Liverpool result. Then we lost to Newcastle away, which is a poor result, isn't it? I mean, where did they finish the season? They finished bottom, so that's a terrible result, losing 1-0 there. Beat Arsenal in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. That is a good result there. Then Premier League wasn't too bad. Wins over Sheffield United and West Brom, which you'd expect. Drew with Everton at home, which is disappointing. Beat Spurs 6-0 at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. Who did we lose to in the FA Cup semi-final then? In the FA Cup final, and that was to Liverpool as well. There we go, 2-1 defeat there. Serge Gnabry scoring, and then Mo Salah getting a couple of goals as well. But look at this form. So it looks like we was in contention right until around the 24th of April. With what's that? About 6 games left. We lost 2-1 away to Manchester City. Beat Arsenal, bounced back nicely. It'd be nice to see the standings as well of where you was in the league at this time. See how much we bottled it at the end of the season. Basically, lost to Chelsea 4-2, lost to Brighton as well 2-1, lost to Liverpool in the FA Cup final. We know, beat Leicester and then lost to Palace. Ultimately, from end of April onwards is where we really robbled. You can probably say from the 14th of April where we drew with Everton at home. After that, we got 1 win in the last 6 in the last 7 games, and if you want to win the title, that is absolutely unacceptable. But the board wanted us to finish in the top 4, and that's exactly what we did. So, I mean, technically we've done okay, apart from the Champions League. Premier League wise, we did okay. These are the players, of course, we did bring in January. So Diallo was nothing to do with me. That was just made by the board, I think, £23 million. So we'll concentrate on these guys. Sergio Ramos, of course, you saw he got sent off in his debut, typical Sergio Ramos style. His form this season, this is the best way to go about it. 16 appearances for us, 1 goal, 7.04 rating. So it's safe to say he was pretty decent for us on a whole. Maximum rating was a 7.9. Minimum, he did have a poor one, 6.2 somewhere. Average of 7.03. Lots of cards picked up. Look at this. Yellow, a red there against Arsenal as well. So that's another red card he received. He does like getting himself in the book, doesn't he? and safe to say he did it quite a lot by the looks of it. Look, 2 suspensions there as well. But yeah, overall he looked like he was a good player for us. He come in and supported the back 4 youngsters in Wan-Bissaka and of course Harry Maguire alongside him as well. I think that's a very good 2 central defenders to have at the club. Very solid indeed and aggressive as well. But ultimately, obviously, they lay in 7 goals on their first game together, which is not ideal. Gnabry was another one we brought in. Quick peek at this view. So we got him from Bayern Munich, of course. For his form at Manchester United, 18 appearances, 7 goals, 5 assists. That's quite phenomenal. 7.06 rating. Let's have a look at his form then. So he kind of, last 2 games, especially the game against Leicester, he only got 6.5 rating. He was subbed off as well. A good performance against Liverpool, which we saw in that FA Cup final, getting a goal. 6.2. His rating against Chelsea wasn't great. So against the bigger sides, perhaps not. Well, mind you, he got a 7 against Arsenal, 6.3 against Man City. I was about to say maybe against the bigger sides he didn't perform. But on a whole, he's looked really good. He looked good against West Brom and Sheffield United. Also Arsenal there. He's played 2 good games against his former club in Arsenal. An 8.4 rating against Wolves. He picked himself up a hat-trick. I think he's been a success. Very good player, 18 appearances, so he's obviously come in and replaced, I think it would have been Greenwood on the right-hand side. Very good indeed. Ndidi was the next one. We signed him, obviously, for £75 million. Very good player indeed. Maybe price is a little inflated because of January, but this is how he's got on. He's had 11 appearances for us, scoring 4, 2 assists. That's very unlike Wilfred Ndidi of Leicester City, scoring goals. So he's averaging like less than 1 every 3 games, which is great. 7.05 rating, a player of the match once as well. So I'll tell you what, the 3 boys we've brought in have really done well. They've all got an average rating of over 7. Let's have a look at his form here then. So his worst game was 6.5, average of 6.8, maximum 7.2. Is that right? Because that says 7.05. Why is that? And I've skipped loads of pages here. Let's go back to the form. So I don't know why that average rating is different to the average rating on the career stats screen. He's been out injured. Look at this. He was out for injured. Mate, well, I tell you what, we lost the league in the last 7 games, didn't we? And that could be a huge factor that Wilfred Ndidi was out. Not ideal, is it? I think that's had a huge factor. I wonder if he got injured in that game against Manchester City, or it was a training injury because he didn't get taken off at all. So he must have got injured in training, and then throughout the entirety of May he was out injured. Not ideal, and perhaps that played a huge part in our fall from grace when we was actually challenging for the title. So that being said, this is a reminder. So Rashford, Gnabry was on the left. I thought Rashford was on the left, but maybe Gnabry will put him out there. And Ndidi played here. Ramos was here, so they all fit in nicely. It was a bit of a monster team, wasn't it? I think that's a fantastic back 4 that we brought in. Obviously, we only brought in Ramos, but he really slotted in nicely. And Ndidi and Pogba, that's a pretty menacing 2-man midfield there. Fernandes, we all know about Fernandes already. Gnabry, obviously doing bits on the left-hand side. But I think, all in all, would you call that a success? We matched. I don't know why the club vision doesn't show there. We did hit the club vision and the objective of finishing in the Champions League spot. I do think we probably would have won the league if Ndidi didn't get himself injured. Champions League, I mean, the objective was to reach the quarter-final. We was 1 step away from that, so that's pretty disappointing. We nearly won the FA Cup. And of course we lost to Manchester City. I think all in all, I don't know what to think about it. If I was a Manchester United fan in real life, Champions League next year, got close to winning a cup, and we was 1 injury away from winning the league, in my opinion, I think I'd be optimistic about the next season. On the transfer side of things, I think they were a success because they all had a major impact on the season, especially Gnabry scoring goals, and especially Wilfred Ndidi, because our form just dropped as soon as he went out injured. So on a whole, I think that wasn't a bad transfer window in January. It had a positive effect on the team, I think. When I first saw it, we'd fallen to 4th. I was a bit like, oh no, this has been a complete disaster. But then looking at Ndidi was injured, I think, and the ratings of the players, I think it was kind of successful in a way. If we finish 5th and out of Champions League spots, then absolutely it absolutely wasn't a successful season. But I think the transfer window was successful. I think the transfer bonanza was a successful one in January. So yeah, let's do it again sometime else if that is what you would like to see. Let me know down in the comments what team you'd like to see that with next up if we decide to do it again. I'll put a poll out on Twitter as well at some stage. I don't know whether it'll be a Premier League side or a Liga team or a Championship team even. It could even be a non-league side, because you know what it's like down there with all the free transfers and whatnot. But let's see how it goes and see what you guys think down in the comments. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, if you did enjoy that mini-series, it's something a little bit different, please leave a like on there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager videos. Also hit the little bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you next time here on the channel. Creator Club will be back on Monday with episode 36, I think it is. So make sure you pop along to there, catch up on the rest of it if you haven't seen it before. And yeah, we're coming towards the end of that, and we've got something new coming for you very soon. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time here on Reesy FC. Bye bye.